Welcome to The Basement. Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to The Basement. I'm Nolo.
Jose.
And the last episode was on Thanksgiving.
Damn.
And it's about to be Christmas.
You know what it is? We put too much on ourselves. In these times, we put too much on ourselves. For a single guy like myself, holla, it's not that difficult. But because everyone else's life is just so involved, I got to do this, I got to do that. It's like I'm left to my devices because everybody else is doing stuff.
Everybody's busy. You're like, what do I do? I guess I gotta wait.
I do have some last minute shopping, but my last minute shopping is getting gift cards to put money into.
That's good.
Because I told all my siblings, like, yo, let's all do that for the kids. That way, my $15 plus your 15 and yours, because there's like a million of us. We don't know how to act. Should give that kid at least $80.
Yeah, where?
At least $80. And he can get himself whatever he wants. You know what my son asked me for this year? So what do you want?
Straight cash.
Straight cash.
Yeah, that's what he said?
Straight cash, son. He is figuring it out. And then his mother texts me, oh, did Jeremiah tell you? Did he tell you what he wants? And I just put $3 signs. Send. She was like, okay. Simple. Let him figure it out.
Yeah, word. I told my kids.
It's just going to make Fortnite richer. I mean,
yeah, basically that's what it is.
Happen.
It's for Fortnite. Damn it, we're giving Fortnite so much money.
I know. I was upset about it. I told him, listen, don't you think it's smarter to spend... Okay, let's say games cost $1. Really good games cost $1. If I gave you $10, why would you give it all to Fortnite? Give Fortnite $1 so you're happy, and then get 9 other games that you could play with if you're bored of playing with Fortnite.
That's how kids are. They like get addicted to one thing and they play that for mad long. That's how everybody is.
I almost feel like I hope the rapper guy gets his lawsuit just so that they could suffer a little.
Yo, you know that Carlton joined it?
Carlton
from
from
Fresh Prince. He joined the lawsuit
oh wow,
because they took his dance too. But he's taking it further. He's suing them and he's suing other games that took it too. He's going off.
He's going in. If I have to deal with people every day tell me to do that dance, that's mine.
Yeah, word. That's my dance.
That's my dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was on Steve Harvey's show, whatever. And he was saying, I get asked this nonstop. Can you do the dance? Can you do the dance? It's like, I would be like, yo, yeah, I
want money for this dance. I made this dance famous.
And you're profiting off of it? Nah. But that kind of mentality, is that mentality the extreme craziness that's going on? Like, have you heard about they want Santa to be gender neutral? What is it? Gender neutral. Gender neutral Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Santa Claus.
That's crazy though. That doesn't make any sense because you got Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus.
What happens to Mrs. Claus?
She's a lesbian now.
Oh no.
Wait, we don't know because Santa's gender neutral, so we don't even know.
It's a mystery.
And it's not like we call them Santa Man. Why you need? We just call him by his name.
They should be happy the fact that his name isn't sexual identified or whatever they use. So, but they want to leave it, gender neutral.
I feel like there was something else that came out. Oh, gingerbread. I think it was in Sweden, actually. You're not allowed to call it a gingerbread man anymore. It's gingerbread person. So when you bake cookies, even though they're not real people, they're just cookies. You gotta call it by a person. Okay. Are
they gonna be offended if they eat that area now?
Well, if you bite the leg off, then all of a sudden now it's what's the name of that? Disability now. So now it's got another thing. So it's like a gender neutral disabled gingerbread man, and also gingerbreads sometimes they're dark.
Oh, that's it.
So now we're going to another
level.
You're
getting the whole other.
What happens if you burn it? What happens if you got one burnt one and one not burnt? Is the burnt one oppressed?
Because it's more black. Oh man. But this is sort of the mindset that's going on, and the question is who who and is it fair to identify them as Democrats or Republicans or left, right, up, down? Who are these people?
Well, first of all, they're crazy. Let's start there.
He said it, not me. I'm just like,
Whoever it is, they're crazy. I feel like it's a herd mentality. Like they don't know what to think. You know what I'm saying? So like right now they come up with the oppression Olympics. They call it now. That's like the popular term for it. And it's like a scale.
the depression,
Oppression.
oppression Olympics.
Yeah. So they say
Nice. I
it's
like
like a
that,
scale.
actually.
How do you do it? So on the top of the scale, you have whatever, a black, gay, transgender. That's like the top of the list. And then as you go down the list, right? So let's say whatever race is on top, black is on top, and then under it is gay, and then under that is Muslim, and then under that, and all the way at the bottom is white male, right? Straight white males all the way at the bottom, and that's the way they rank things, right? Which is crazy because just because somebody is a race doesn't mean that their opinion is more valid. So just because you're white doesn't mean your opinion is more valid than mine.
Right, but isn't this that back underline that if it's white, it's right?
If it's white, it's right.
Isn't that the
That's the term. That's the
unspoken backline?
Yeah.
Like this is the bottom line right here. Y'all can do whatever you want up here, but over here in the back is where it stops.
You guys play in the front.
You guys have fun making mess over there, but when you guys get to this point, just remember. If it's white, it's white.
And no matter how much people feel about it, white people made this country. I'm not saying that they did it the right way or the wrong way. I'm just saying they did it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're sure they freaking conquered and made slaves and all that jazz, whatever. That's fine, but they still did it. We're living in their country. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The what is it? History's written for the victor.
The victor, yeah. So we're living in their country, and don't get me wrong, I don't want it to be like that. I mean, we talk about Puerto Rico. What happened to Puerto Rico?
Oof.
Right? The white man took over Puerto Rico.
Take over, son.
You know?
That was like, yeah. Come over here. Let me show you guys something real quick.
Yeah, it's just like a weird mentality. They'll flip and flop and change around depending on what they feel like, and people don't see that, right? So there's a guy I saw, it was a Washington Post a headline. And I got it right here. I don't know if I can send it to you, but in fact, maybe I'll send it to you right now. It says, Trump can't do anything right. We don't need troops in Syria. Right? This was in April.
Oh, I saw this. I think I saw this.
This is in April. And then the same author on December 19th put, Trump surprises Syria pullout is a giant Christmas gift to our enemies. So do we put him in or do we take him out?
So, but wait, that was in April. He has a change of heart.
That's the, which is fine. I don't mind if you have a change of heart, but support it. You know what I'm saying?
Stick to it more than a few months.
Yeah. I don't mind. People could change their minds, whatever. That's fine. But is he right the first time, or was he wrong the first time?
With the craziness that's coming up, that's coming out with Santa not having a sex identity and just the madness, that happens. I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like this. The stuff that I'm hearing. There's no audio. The kids are taking this challenge.
What is it?
Just like gumballs. And they're trying to just throw it in their mouths. But their reaction is basically what I'm hearing. When I saw the Santa thing and all this, just the insaneness that's going on in the media. Instantly.
Yo, that nigga almost died.
He almost died, son. I had to watch it like a few times to really enjoy it.
It's funny because the other kid just falls down. Yo, that nigga almost died, yo.
Hopefully you guys will see that. We'll post the link so you guys can check it out. But it's just it's shocking the stuff that these people are coming up with, and I just want to know who these people are.
Hold on, I'm sending the group chat. pictures.
Let's see what you got here. Boom.
Oh, I guess we're gonna talk about this.
Yes, we're gonna talk about the third one.
It says Trump pulls half the troops out of Afghanistan, and it's the Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
He's like, okay. And Trump's put out Syria. He's like, yeah.
Yo, all right.
Trump legalizes hemp and oil. Whoa! Trump begins criminal justice for him, and it's just him with his freaking eyes.
He looks like he's doing a Superman kind of about to blow everyone away. Yeah. First of all, when it comes to Syria, what do you think? I'm like, yo, bring everybody home.
It's crazy because it's a civil war. It's a civil war, and we're involved in it. It's none of our business. I don't know why we even went there in the first place.
Yeah, they had the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too.
Is that messed up to think that?
No, I mean, you ever have an argument with somebody and then a random person steps in and you're like, yo, get out of here, son. It's none of your business. I'm in the middle of something right now. That's what's happening. Syria's having an argument and America's like, all right, guys, break it up. They're like, get out of here. Yo, it's none of your business.
Yeah, like, did they even ask for our help?
I don't know.
Each side probably did.
Yeah, of course. But what I think, let them fight it out. I think America should only get involved. And this is the way this is where I'm not really for America joining wars in random parts of the world just for the hell of it.
For fun.
Because I feel like it's a waste of money and risk of lives for no reason. What I am for is if a country does something that's illegal, like an act of a war crime, like they're using chemicals or something like that.
Like this, you're talking about, what was that place that recently happened? What the government was...
That was Syria.
That was Syria.
Yeah. So I think America shouldn't send any troops or nothing. Think of our technology. Think about Syria. Let's start for a second. Let's think about Syria where they are. Think about the level of technology that they are compared to us. We might as well be from the future compared to them. You know what I'm saying?
Back in time.
Yeah.
And we just like pin drop and
that's what we gotta do.
Who we need to eliminate.
Exactly.
Yes, there's always going to be one or two that, That's
what war is. People are going to die. So innocent bystanders will die.
I think we should let them into their own devices. It's sad to say, but who's holding us accountable? We're the superpower of the world.
We're the world police.
So, y'all want to kill each other? Go crazy. We're going to have our troops come home for the holidays.
And again, if they do something, if they drop gas, whatever, then let's send an airplane or whatever, a bomber. Fly it over, wherever that plane took off of to drop that bomb, let's bomb that area. Destroy that whole thing. And then be like, well, don't do that again.
So we'll constantly have drones flying over, monitoring what's going on. And when we see something stupid, where it came from is where we're going to
Well, we already got drones flying all over the world looking at things. It's not like we don't have spy satellites and planes that are all over the place. Of course we do. Right? So now we just pinpoint it. Now we have little drones, the ones that you fly with toy. Put a bomb on that thing. Send that thing on. Drop it from the freaking airplane.
That thing can't hold the bomb, son.
No, it doesn't have to be a huge bomb. You know what I'm saying? Just something to be like, okay, a little smack in the wrist.
But those little ones, what it's gonna close? A little like petito,
you drop it wherever the chemicals are, wherever the gas, wherever they keep their gas, their fuel. So you have to blow that.
He wants to eliminate the gas line, the pipelines.
Just get rid of it.
People are gonna be starving, can't cook.
That's what they got. You want to use chemical weapons?
No, we definitely have the technology.
I'm not talking about the whole country. I'm talking about whatever facility. Right? Because if they got planes, that means that they have to have gas tanks to keep fuel the planes.
Just hit that and let the
boom
cascade.
Exactly. Or maybe you know what we do? We use chemical weapons on them. We'll drive it into whatever the highest official officer. We'll just fly a little drone right into his office and
his immediate ear. He's like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they'll be like, "Oh, I thought you guys wanted to use chemical weapons. What happened?"
Wow. So yeah, a lot of
So speaking of smoke,
a lot of potheads are celebrating. Speaking of smoke, so a lot of individuals don't understand exactly what has transpired.
Did you read the articles and stuff?
Yeah,
I didn't read anything about it.
So hemp is basically what most who probably would listen to this show would consider garbage weed. Right?
Yeah.
It only has, I think, 3% THC. So that's what's it.
Trash. Don't even waste your time.
But that's the hemp that they're referring to that makes textiles, that makes oils, that makes plastics, that makes construction. That's the hemp that's used for all these byproducts.
Yeah.
So that's what has been conceded. It's first of all, it's a controlled substance, but now it's a legal controlled substance under the federation, under the under the FDA, under the federal government, which means, you know how before these smoke shops, when it first started, the government come in and raid it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Take your stuff. It's an illegal substance according to the federal government. But now it's not. So now the federal government this is allowed. Now we're going to start controlling it under the standard FDA regulations, like any substance.
I'd rather them let us be free and not control it, but I'd take that over it being illegal.
So the reason why they're controlling it, because it's not only for smoking, right? So if you're going to start using this for construction purpose or to start a business in making oils, you know, that you're going through the guidelines that they specify for many reasons, for safety, primarily for the population safety. But also when you smoke it too, there has to be some kind of guidelines for safety. More specifically, New York, Mario Cuomo is, he announced early. Usually he announces his plan like in January for his first quarter of his term, first 100 days. But he announced early that he's looking to legalize marijuana. The real issue for local authorities is really going to be
less black people in jail.
Well, yeah, and less crime.
Yeah.
The other thing is that they need to hire specialists to train police officials to detect when the person is currently under the influence and operating a machine or a car. Exactly. Because you can't test it because of its long term. It sits in your body.
Yeah.
Right. The THC, it sits in your body, and it all varies really on everyone's metabolism, and there's a whole variations. But generally, at least 2 to 4 weeks, it'll sit in your system. So if you take a urine sample, it's gonna show up.
Yeah.
But how do you determine that the person who was driving didn't smoke? Well, first of all, what do you determine the time frame? Right? What's the time frame where you're no longer under the influence?
That's hard, yeah.
Right. So you would figure you smoke a joint. I smoked a joint 6 hours ago. I was off and I had some coffee.
I'm good.
Yeah. What is that? And how to train the officials how to look for it.
I don't know. That's gonna be hard, bro. That's gonna be super hard.
So off the back, you would think, well, you smell it, right?
Nah.
But these days, we've advanced the way this plant is absorbed into the body. It doesn't have to smell. They could be on edibles.
Is there a small residue from vaping? Do you know?
There is a small residue for vaping. It's some say it's funny. Some say that it's similar to the smells of like the e-pens and stuff, the cigarette pens.
Yeah.
But it comes in flavors, and so does
the marijuana one comes in flavors.
In flavors too. It all comes in flavors. But the thing about it is that you can't detect that if there's no smell. There's no. How do you detect then? So those are the challenges that they face in legalizing. What are the pros? The pros are that you're gonna get crazy cha-ching.
That's all it's about.
That's really what it boils down to. So, and the cha-ching is gonna be placed in different areas. Some have used it to fund schools, housing. New York State, one of the proposals is that they fund the MTA, which we have big issues with as of late.
I don't think so.
But
I changed my mind.
You changed your mind on the transportation thing?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Let it die. No.
You want to do an Elon Musk thing? Redo the whole system?
I like Larry Sharp idea. I still support Larry Sharp with that. I like his idea. His idea was basically the hours when the trains are running slow, overnight, right? Weekends, whatever. You know, when the train runs every hour or whatever, right? You know, when you get to the train station at 3 in the morning, you're gonna be there till 4, right? You're gonna be waiting an hour. So what he's saying is those train tracks are being unused. Let companies rent out the tracks to transport their goods throughout the city at night, right?
At night?
Yeah, at night. So between the hours of whatever 2 and 4 in the morning, those 2 hours, you're gonna see Amazon trains just delivering to different facilities throughout New York City.
And have Amazon pay for the repairs.
Have Amazon pay for all the repairs. You use the track, you pay for the repairs.
But this is the city that never sleeps, son. People are always using the train.
That's what I'm saying. But between the hours of like whatever 2 and like I think it's like 5, the train runs super slow. It's like 1 every 45 minutes. You're talking about 45 minutes of unused train track that you can run, whatever 20, 25 trains on a track.
Well, and then okay, so it's closed.
Target train, no, not closed. It runs along with the other tracks, with other trains. Right. So like, let's say you stop on whatever Times Square. There's a train stop, right? So you just take your Target train or whatever, your Amazon train. It stops at Times Square, and the doors open. Not like regular train track doors, obviously. It'll be like a gate or something. And then trucks come in, not trucks, whatever, forklifts come into the train station, take it out, take all the stuff, unload it, bring it wherever they're gonna bring it. They have to redo the certain areas of the train station so they can have.
They would need freight elevators.
Yeah, they would just add freight elevators or something just to grab all the stuff, bring it out. Train goes and just out. Next
that
stop.
idea is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Why?
I could see the common fool looking for a $1 million lawsuit. I was hit by the freaking thing while I was waiting for my train at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, but you can just shut it, shut the area. This area right here is designated. This is a unloading zone. You're not allowed in this little section or whatever. You can easily do that. The way trains work is the conductor has like lines.
It's not a bad idea, but it's gonna take a minute, and it's gonna be hell of expensive for them. And if it's expensive for them, who pays that bill eventually? The customer.
No, but they'll be willing to fork up the money. Think about what they're doing now. They gotta pay truck drivers, gas, tolls, all that stuff. It'll be easier for them to take all those expenses and just concentrate them into one thing.
But
then that's a long-term thing
for New York City, perhaps. But then what would you do with the tax revenue for legalization of marijuana?
I would. That's a good idea. I don't know.
What's really broken up in this?
Man, there's a lot of things, man, broken. You can't really say police because people be like, that's racist.
They got mad funding, yo.
Yeah.
And we've spoke about this. The New York police force is like the larger than most countries' armies.
Yeah. You know what's? It sucks because it's like a weird place that I find myself in when it comes to things like this. Because I know what makes a good benefit in a neighborhood, and it's a church, right? Because I've seen it. Churches can make a big impact in an area, but you can't fund the church. You know what I'm saying? And then if you even say, all right, if you tell the people in church, make a thing, right? And then use that thing, a nonprofit, to help the community will pay you money. People will figure out a way to you're giving the church money.
I would. So where would you put the money? If you can't put it in churches.
That's the thing is those people that are in the church are willing to do the footwork.
Would put it in housing? Make the people.
Hell no. That housing gotta go. I'd rather them give the housing. The way we have our housing system is so bad because you got one guy as a super for like 5 buildings, and then there's rats and roaches and all this stuff, and there's crime problems and this. But if it was a private building, like if I owned the building, I would make sure all that stuff gets done, right? But because it's a city, they let that stuff slide for months and months and months. So to me, it's like, all right, let a private person own that building, that private housing. You wouldn't have to change anything. You know what I'm saying? You might not have to change anything because a private person will be getting the money instead of the city getting the money from the people.
I would put the money towards education.
Yeah, but throwing money at education doesn't help either.
Why not?
We've seen that, whatever. It's proven hundreds and hundreds of times. You throw money at education, nothing changes.
Well,
it's the people
that argument can be made in any department, right? The MTA, it's the people. Get rid of the management, bad management. But wherever you put the money, yes, let's agree that we need to put people and hold them accountable. Like, I want to see the checks and balances, where every dollar went, and what you're doing.
I'd be for putting the money towards education if you get rid of the unionized teachers organization. Say you guys got to go, because the problem is you keep bad teachers on staff that they don't teach the kids, they don't help the kids. And I know because I went to school. I know what it's like to have a bad teacher. I had hundreds of them. I maybe had one teacher that I remember her name because she was a good teacher. She actually taught me something. Right? Most of the stuff I learned was after I left school. Right? I didn't learn the majority of stuff in school. I learned what? Math, reading. What else? What did you learn in school?
I learned math, reading. I learned history. I liked history. What I can remember. Yeah. I liked history.
I feel like there's stuff that they teach in school that's unnecessary. That you just need to pass that test. Once you pass it, like, all right, I need that information.
I mean, as far as math was concerned, I got up to algebra. Then it went into like calculus. I was like, nah, son, I'm good. This is where I leave it.
But they should give kids an option.
Science, I got up to science, I got up to biology. I was like, this is actually interesting. The body, how it works, and whatnot. Dissecting a frog. Somebody from the class took the body parts inside and threw it in some other kid's tray. Oh my gosh, the freaking crowd went crazy.
So I think after a certain amount of grade, they should treat it almost like college. Where college you could choose what class you want to take.
Right.
They should be like, all right, 10th grade, whatever, choose whatever class you want to take now. We're not going to force you to take classes now. Actually, if you don't even want to take classes, you just want to go to work. Good. Peace.
That's so funny.
If you don't want to work, if you don't want to go to school anymore, you just like, school's not for me. I'd rather just have a job. Then go ahead, go have a job.
Wow. You have a lot of people leaving.
And let them leave. What, they're going to stay in school for 2 years and do what? They're going to drop out and get a GED.
So where are all the immigrants trying to take the jobs going to get jobs if all these people are taking the jobs?
Well, that's why you got to build that wall.
What do you think about this? And read it out to the world of only one listener.
Why is our generation so unhappy? This is a tweet. And it says, we can't afford the life our parents lived. True. Our planet is dying. True. The state of our leadership has really dropped. That's true. Our society is morally decay. Our kids will have very little to enjoy from communal life.
Communal.
I don't know. That's because you don't go to church, son. Because church brings community. Yeah.
But what else other than church in society?
Family. Church is it.
For kids.
Yeah, phones, I guess.
It.
Yeah, all right.
That's it.
Let me keep going.
True.
We know it's not getting better, and social media. Yeah, social media is a big problem. But as far as community is concerned, I have friends. I don't play Xbox anymore.
No?
Okay? No.
Well, I stopped that for a hot minute.
But I still have the same, the username, whatever it's called, gamer tag.
Oh, yeah.
And every once in a while, I'll see people that I used to be friends with when I used to play Halo 2 online. I see them pop up online. And just out of curiosity, I go to see what they're doing. And they're either playing Netflix or watching a kid's show. Right? Or playing a kid's game. And I'm like, wow. Like, I don't talk to them. But I used to play with you online before we had kids. And now that I'm an adult and my son plays Xbox, and I see what comes up on your screen, I know that you have kids that are playing your Xbox.
Yeah, like we gave it over to the next game. That's my son. That's so funny.
Yeah, but community, church, man. That's what church is for. We can't afford the lives our parents live. That's 100% true. Think about it. You had one person working, mother would be at stay home. They'll have a house and a car, and now you can't. But that has to do with, there's just too much involved because the government got involved with loans for housing and school and college. So that made the price rate go super high.
Because housing loans, that whole thing was...
The college the college knows, it doesn't matter what I charge you. The government's going to pay for it. I can charge you anything I want. The government's going to pay for it. So the prices went up and up and up and up. And that's what happened. Teachers want to get paid more, done. Screwed up the whole system.
When I looked up...
I don't think our planet is dying, though. I think that's a little excessive.
I don't think it's dying. I think it's suffering.
It's suffering.
By our irresponsible... our irresponsible methods of disposing our waste.
Yeah.
Mainly, I give that to Planet lovers, 110%.
Yeah.
I give them that 110%. I was watching a whale. This was recent. I read it. A whale who had something stuck on its back and its.
It was like a rope or something.
It was
right?
like a rope or
Yeah,
something, and the
yes.
guy cut it off and whatever. And you could see the marks, the impressions that this thing has been sitting on its. And I'm like, I don't love the whale. I'm not gonna go write a gift. I'm going Christmas cards for Christmas cards. The whale's not getting one, but I still think it's messed up.
Yo, you know what that reminds me of? Do you remember when we used to work in Bessel, a restaurant?
Yeah.
When we were done with the soda cans, the 6-pack, the plastic thing that will hold the 6 sodas together. You remember? Before we threw it away, it was you have to break it. Do you remember?
Yes.
We had to pop every single hole.
Because if not,
and throw it out. Yeah.
If not, it would be a choking thing for dogs.
And it wasn't like a rule. I mean, it's not like a law, but we just did it just out of, okay, let's be nice to the freaking animals.
Yeah, let's be nice with the animals.
Yeah.
Let's be nice with the animals. They're not messing up our streets. You know what I mean? You don't have the whale crapping on, you know what I mean? Yeah. All that stuff gets recycled in the
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to make it a law. Just
be considerate.
Yeah. And that's what the whole idea with remember the Trump building the wall thing, whatever? People are donating money for it.
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to fund it by the government. You can ask people to help if they want to be part of it. And that would be my same argument for people the argument against libertarianism is, okay, who's going to pay for the roads? If we don't pay taxes, who's going to pay for the roads to fix them? And my thing is always like, it's my road too. If it's in front of my house and I'm constantly hitting that pothole, we're gonna make a community in the neighborhood. All right, we gotta fix this damn hole.
I still say that the marijuana funding should go to education, and a committee that oversees whoever's in charge of what happens and how it happens.
That's the problem.
A system within a system. So you have the people who are responsible for here's the money, create, do what you need to do to make it better, and then another board that's funded by it as well to oversee them. I see some of the classrooms, I'm like, how much stuff can they stuff in here? I remember my son was in 3rd grade. There were way too many kids in there, and the teacher was like a hoarder. I was literally like disgusted by being in the classroom. I was like, there is so much stuff here. It makes no sense.
The school and the church is nice.
Yeah, the school and the church is nice. And it's organized. You know what I mean? It's spread out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. It has technology. That's what I mean. But I've been to some classes where it's like, no. And I wish I could afford, to put my son in a better situation. He eventually left that when we applied him for the ISP and all that stuff.
Okay, so let's do this. All right, let's make a deal. Let's
First of all, they would never entrust us.
Let's make we should write a letter. We should write a letter
from the basement.
From the basement, and we send it to Congress or whatever. Not Congress, whatever.
To the shredder.
New York Board of Education, whatever. We say, or whoever's in control of this marijuana stuff. Be like, look, let's make a deal here, right? We got some bad schools and we got some good schools, right? My problem with funding education is that the bad schools are going to be sucking money and leaking. It's almost like a leaky pipe, and you pour whatever water. Or the water's going to be leaking over here. The good ones are not going to feel the pressure as much as the bad ones, right? All right, whatever.
Okay.
So we say, all right, let's implement a system, a voucher system, saying that every student is worth X amount of dollars. It doesn't matter what school you go to. That's how much you're worth, right? If the parents want to give extra money, let them give extra money. Let the school get more money. That's fine. But at minimum, every student is worth, let's say, $100 for the school year, right? You get 1,000 kids in the school. That's $100,000 for the school year, right? I'm just using random numbers right now, just to give an example. What we could do is, if you're gonna fund the schools through marijuana, instead of giving $100 now per student, give $200 now per student. Let's do it like that. That way, the parents can choose what school they want to put their kids in, and that school, if it's a good school, will prosper. If it's a bad school, parents are gonna pull their kids out of the school and put them in the better school. Then that school will prosper. You understand? So the better schools will get more money.
Make it competition.
Make it a competition.
Everybody's
fighting for charter schools and for private. Everybody's scrambling. There's a lottery to school.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to do it because it's a good school. Let's make all schools like that.
My thing is, I'm not crazy about any particular idea except that whoever is going to run this thing, we need to fund another set of people, and their interest is just to oversee. Yeah. And the minute that it's something it's not correct, or we tried that and you're gonna try it again, or like just to oversee that that whoever's running this thing is doing it. There's no there's no underhanding. There's no. I
think it has to be a blind system too. So like, these two committees can't even know who they are. It's
exactly.
They don't know each other at all.
They don't know each other at all. Yeah. But they see the numbers. They see the progress. Yeah. They see the reports, and that's exactly how. I think that's where the money should go to, because I think at this point it's getting ridiculous. One of the interesting things about the whole cannabis things for me is the cannabinoids.
I think you're gonna say Kavanaugh. I was like, we're still on that nigga?
We're still on Kavanaugh?
I thought he won already.
No, so yeah, that's something that I'm thinking is. That's something that I think it's worth looking into. The cannabinoid, I have a problem saying that word. They're basically CBD oils. Is the medicine part, what I consider the medicine part of the cannabis, where you don't get the psychotropic effects, in replacing from all these painkillers that are causing secondary effects. This is a natural plant, and it helps relieve pain for symptoms that aren't curable. That to me is going to be a good it's good.
It came just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, that's what the first headline says. Will marijuana legalization be our Christmas gift from Congress in 2019?
I would love to see a Congress member just spark up. To be like, I'm going to celebrate. I want to see what this fuss is about. I guarantee you, if there was a congressperson that did that, he'd be the next president of the United States.
Really?
Oh, people love that.
You really think that these Congress people hasn't smoked?
No, I'm just saying if they did it like on TV.
Oh, like,
you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. What is it? C-SPAN, when they're like debating each other all the time.
Yes.
One of them goes, they're talking about marijuana. He's like, you know what? I'm sparking up right now. And he just lights it up. They're like, Congressman, what are you doing? He's like, this is for the people. I wish Larry Sharpe was governor, but
yeah, not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. But still,
it's definitely not gonna happen.
Yeah, but even if, whatever, like, it's not going to happen, sure, that's fine, but it sucks because I feel like people don't understand. It's hard because you got a two-party system and they're the main powers, and it feels like if I vote for anything that's not one or the other, then I'm just wasting my vote. And the thing is, let's say all Republicans voted for Libertarian. Like, they just half and half. The Democrats will win every time, right? The same thing if it's the other way around. If half of Democrats voted for Libertarian, then the Republicans will win every time. But if half of each would vote, you know what I'm saying? Some Republicans, some Democrats, they vote for Libertarian candidate, then we'll have, it's not like a guaranteed win for either or, but it's enough to show that the Libertarian Party is growing. And they make the most sense out of all the random parties. The Green Party is so dumb. They're all just... They have no backbone. You know what I'm saying? There's no ideology behind it. It's just, I like the environment. And it's like, all right, well, we can add that to any other party. You know what I'm saying? Right. The Democrats could care about the environment too, I don't know. It's just, whatever. It's fine. It's just annoying.
The other annoying thing that came up, and I really didn't look into this really too much, was the whole "baby it's cold outside."
Baby it's cold outside. Yeah, that's stupid.
Dumb.
People are dumb. People are emotional, right? So the idea is saying it looks like she's saying, "Oh, I'm too drunk for this." Whatever. She's like, "I gotta go." He's like, "No, baby, don't go. It's too cold outside. Stay here where it's warm."
Right.
Okay. And they're like, "Oh, well, he's trying to rape her." It's like, what? What world do you live in,
Some radio station was because of it played the song for like 4 hours straight.
Good, that's good. Just to piss people off. That's how I feel like. It's just dumb. I feel like they're just trying to ban stupid things. Like, you heard about the bump stock? Remember we talked about the bump stock? They banned it officially. Trump did it, which I think was so dumb,
Yeah, but that was a while ago that he bumped it. Was that recent?
Nah, they just officially passed it. It's just so dumb. You know what a bump stock is? It's literally a freaking piece of plastic with a spring in it. And you just bang the piece of plastic with a spring in it. Good job. Now somebody's going to invent the next one that has a piston instead. You know, it's just dumb. It's a waste of legislative power. Like you wasted... You made legislators... You paid them thousands of dollars over the course of a few months to figure out this thing to ban it.
All that money.
All that just wasted because somebody could literally either make a bump stock with a rubber band. You know what I'm saying? With one rubber band, you can make a bump stock. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid, man. I just feel like they're just wasting. They're just trying to find things to do, and these are the things that I'm all for. The legalization of marijuana, which Trump is doing, the Syria. It's crazy because like, how do they think, right? Trump wants the wall, sure. I hate that, right? But he's taking troops out of Syria. I thought you hated war, right? Now you're saying it was a bad idea. They should have kept him in that. Are you for war or against war?
Right.
Because it seems like now you're for war. You know.
It seems like you're for whatever the other person isn't.
Exactly. That's all it is. It's just you're for something. Okay, that means I'm against.
That means against it. I'm on this side.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And I think if Trump wants to win the presidency, he needs to, before this term is over, he needs to go to the DMV or does whatever he has to do to become a woman. Like
this is where you put that photo you showed me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you put the photo. This moment.
You just be like, I identify as woman. I want to be the first woman president.
You should send me that so I could put it while it plays for YouTubers.
Oh, I gotta find it.
But I wanted to go back to because 16 hours ago, apparently, according to CitizenTimes.com, news article that Trump signs farm bill making hemp federally legal.
It's official then.
Yeah, boasting promising North Carolina cash crop, and they got that hemp big, sons. See that?
Whoa, that's North Carolina.
Yeah, that's that.
Damn,
that's that
son.
garbage. That's that. What we consider, garbage weed.
Bro, but still,
but that's
enough
so
to make me feel
crop.
like, man, I think I might want to move to North Carolina now.
Yeah.
There's definitely money over there. I could do what I'm doing here over there.
Exactly, money. But again, these hemp has a lot of uses. Was that it?
Yeah.
So when he goes to the DMV,
Lower that crap, bro. You can't turn the sound off.
I can. When he goes to the DMV, this is what Trump needs to do: update his photo and his sex.
All he gotta do is say, "I'm identifying as a woman." They can't tell him no. You've been fighting for this for years, saying that people could identify whatever they want, right? They can't tell him no. You're not a woman now.
So true, and it's fitting that it's her. It's so fitting that it's her.
My favorite is the freaking one with the goose.
It looks so real.
So funny, yo. He looks like he's looking straight at it.
What's up with his eyes, bro? Why are they so white like that?
He tans.
He tans, you think?
Yeah,
that has to be.
Either it's a regular tan or a spray tan.
They can't put some kind of like makeup to match it?
It's true, bro.
Then,
they put like goggles, so you don't. It has to be.
Yeah, the goggles.
Yeah.
It is the goggles. It has to be the goggles. He wears goggles when he's tanning.
Goggles. The goggles.
The goggles.
Yo, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna put this as a poll, right? So everybody can answer this.
We're gonna exit with this one.
Yeah.
So this is for all y'all.
All right.
I get to answer it first.
If you could go backwards,
damn, I hate these questions.
10 years back,
I hate them.
right? With all your knowledge you have now, go back 10 years. But the only trade-off is we don't know how long you would have lived, but we would subtract 10 years from the end of that. Do you understand? So if you would live to be 90, we'll subtract 10 and would you only live to 80.
Because you gave me 10 to go back.
Exactly.
I'll take it.
I'll take it too.
Yes, yeah.
10 years ago?
Yo, there wasn't that smartphones.
Exactly. Yo.
Yeah, so I'm watching The Office as per your recommendation. And hilarious the fact that they're going through flip phones and then the BlackBerry, and I'm just like, yo, they have no idea what's coming. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, paper company, obsolete.
Not
taken
obsolete,
taken over.
It's so small. I mean, they're so not rare, but
Think about how much paper.
You don't need it anymore like that. You don't have to.
All
go to
those
paper
planet
company.
lovers must acknowledge the love of technology in the sense of not killing all these trees anymore.
Well, because of paper companies, there's actually more trees.
That's what I'm saying.
They have to plant trees to freaking make paper. So they constantly planting more and more trees.
Yeah, but they were constantly planting before. Now, what you're saying, they're not planting anymore?
No, they're not incentivized to plant. It's the same thing with hunting, right? The reason why you have
Yeah, but trees grow by themselves, right?
Yeah, but still, people plant trees on purpose. They're tree farms, they call it. They're like whatever. You got like 1,000 acres. So you start from one end, you start cutting. You plant behind. So by the time you're done here, these trees are mature, ready to get cooked down.
Our last mayor planted enough trees.
He did.
In New York
He
City.
planted trees right in front of my building.
He planted trees in the middle of like intersections, like Flatbush Avenue. You're going down Flatbush just before the Manhattan Bridge. It's a whole section of bushes and stuff.
It's nice.
Did you see right? You know the turn.
That's where we felt the earthquake.
If you're, yeah, that's right. If you go down, like you're going through 3rd Avenue to go downtown, you know the turn to get to Costco's, that stop, turn, and you have to go around so you could get into the entrance. Anyways, right there, or in front of that building that has those stores that are like worthless,
Street?
like 39, 37, 36,
Yeah.
around there, they converted the parking spots, some of the parking spots, and they put these big plant beds. They're about yay high.
Oh, I saw they have lights and stuff.
And they have pipes from the water that falls from the cars in the rain to feed the plants.
I saw it too. When I saw the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, the rent's gonna go high over here now.
I was like, and no parking.
I never parked there before.
I did once.
I think maybe once, yeah.
I was just like, what is this?
It's nice.
It looks like it was a kid project.
I wish they would have put fish tanks there.
Fish.
Just a giant fish tank in the middle of the street.
Oh man, what are we getting? Just thank God you're not in charge of those projects, for real.
So, would you guys go back 10 years with the knowledge you have now, and the only trade-off is that they would have to subtract 10 years from the end of your life?
Would you go?
Would you do it?
And just to make it interesting, what would you change if you want to get that personal?
Yeah. What would you change?
Yo, it's Christmas, guys. It's the holidays for kids, and for adults, it's just remembering who's not in your life anymore.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. Leaving it with like that depression note. Telling you, the alcohol stores are gonna make a lot of more money if you guys listen to The Basement on this episode.
Yeah. So enjoy Christmas. This is the last episode of the year. Next season.
Next year.
What season? How many years we did?
Just one.
Just one.
We haven't even hit one. One is in February.
Oh man.
If we don't get another episode in there, Merry Christmas. All the other holidays that pass.
We didn't celebrate Hanukkah. I'm so disappointed in myself.
Yeah, you should be. You should repent like your hands.
Shut down the government.
Oh wow. Nah, no, because I think there's too many crazy people with this whole Santa and neutral thing, and we need government. Minimize them, but I think we need them because these crazies out there.
If the government does shut down, do we still gotta pay taxes?
Wow.
Who do we pay taxes to? There's no government.
That's a lot of money.
Imagine how much money we would save. Think about it. If you take a year, right, in full scale, we pay about 30% tax. That means you work at least 3 months for free.
Yeah. Or just give us 3 months off.
Oh, that'd be so. Imagine having 3 months off a year.
But you get paid.
All right, let's do that. No law, pass it. Legislative power.
Yo, check us out at thebasementny.com. We're on all the social medias. Leave us a review, comment, like, blah, blah, blah. And hit up that poll. Let us know what you would do with 10 years of
Back to the Future. I want to give a shout out to the birthday boy, Jesus. Happy birthday.
Word. For those of you who believe in that. For those of you who don't, I don't know what to tell you. That's it.
That's it.
Peace.
Peace.
Finally. I gotta go.